Let's talk skincare. Look, I'm a dude. I was raised in North Idaho, out in the middle of nowhere. My idea of skincare in terms of like super fancy stuff was like smear olive oil on your face because that's healthy and doesn't have toxins in it, right? And that's what I did for a long time. But over the past few years, and maybe it's just because I'm getting old and wrinkled and my skin's aging, I don't know. I've gotten a lot more interested in all of these more advanced things you can do to defy aging, get rid of wrinkles, improve tone, color, etc. And along the way, I have kind of amassed all these different skincare products because there's tons of them out there. And sure, I look for super clean stuff, and yes, I still do occasionally use just plain old olive oil on my face if I'm up the creek without a paddle, and that's all I have access to. But I had dinner I guess it was like almost a year ago, with this guy named Amite from a company called Young Goose. And I later interviewed him on my podcast because when I had dinner with him, he was filling me in on all these things that I was already familiar with as far as anti-aging molecules like NAD and spermidine and all these different peptides. But he had figured out a way to make them transdermally available, like be able to get absorbed through the skin. So I got my hands on some of his products from this company, Young Goose, and it's been absolutely incredible as far as how my face feels, how it looks. I've been getting compliments on just like the fact that it doesn't really seem to be aging, which is great. Plus it feels wonderful. So I want to show you like the lineup and how I actually do this. So first thing I start off with, this is called an adaptogenic cleanser. It's got peptides, chamomile, ginger essence, all sorts of stuff. I even use it as my shaving cream. So step one is I'll put this cleanser on and then wash my face. So this is something that you would ideally repeat in the evening after you want to wash off all the oils and everything else that's accumulated on your face during the day. Do a few pumps of the Young Goose cleanser, put the water on hot, and this would be like right when I get up. First thing is just do a cleanse. They tell you to leave it on for like, sometimes up to a couple minutes, which is great. So sometimes I'll like do the cleanse and then go like take my morning pee and do my coconut oil pulling and then come back and wash the cleanser off. But that's step one, is the cleanser. I just use nice warm water for this. So then I'll wipe my face clean. And step two, because there's like a special order that you got to do for all this stuff. I even keep a little card that they sent me next to my bathroom counter because there's no way I remember half of this stuff, especially when I've got my IQ dropped 20 points because I've just woken up. So next is they've got this stuff. This is the amplifying essence. This has NAD in it. It has ectoin. It's got all these what they call aerobic complexes, but a serum is the first step. So they call this the amplifying essence for boosting the skin's youthful energy and vitality. So I do a little bit of this essence. And pro tip, I actually run my hands through my hair because I figure this stuff's got to be good for the hair too. So essence is step one, okay? And in my podcast with Amite, we went over the reasoning for why you do certain things in certain steps as far as when you apply what based on its absorption, based on the fact that you want certain things applied later on in the process to allow it to protect the stuff that you put on earlier. But essence is step one, okay? And then I also use the essence again in the evening right before bed. So next is they've got their youth promoting serum. This one is a restorative serum. It has NAD, spermidine, a copper peptide complex, and vitamin C in it. So I do a few pumps of this one. And again, this one's called the Youth Promoting Serum. So this one goes on top of the Essence Serum. And don't laugh if this seems like a lot, especially you guys out there. You know how girls spend like 2 hours in the bathroom and you have no clue what they're doing in there? This is the kind of stuff they're doing. So we're stealing some of their tricks. Okay, next up, I'm going to go to the eye cream. So they've got two different creams that are good for the eyes. One is the Pro Care. I use this one in the evening. It's got marine compounds and vitamin C in it. Then I use this one in the morning. The reason is that for the eyes, it's kind of a different tissue right underneath the eyes. So you want something that is specifically designed for like the bags and the area that can get kind of black and raccoony, you know, especially if you're sleep deprived. This comes in handy. But I'll put a little bit of this on the eyes. It's more delicate treatment for right underneath the eyes. So I got my eyepiece done, and then I move on to, honestly, my favorite, which is the moisturizer. So that is this one. It's the moisturizing cream. This also has NAD, spermidine. This one has resveratrol in it too, which is great for wrinkles and defying aging. But basically, moisturizer goes on next. Okay, I'll even do a little bit of the moisturizer on the neck as well, because it feels fantastic. And then finally, to lock everything in, you finish up with their BioShield SPF. Now, this is a sunscreen that doesn't have all the toxins in it that a normal sunblock does. It's a mineral-based sunscreen. I'm not going to put this one on right now, frankly, because I got to go shoot some other videos. But I'll actually show you what it looks like. I'll put a little bit on. So it's kind of like pink like that. And this is fantastic if you want kind of like a guilt-free way to protect yourself from the sun. You just got to rub it in a little bit better. Okay, so this is all in the morning with that final step, the sunscreen, being for if you're going to spend some time outdoors. Now the evening process with NAD is pretty similar, except one of the things that you do in the evening is you include this stuff. This is a hyperbaric mask. And actually when I did my interview with Amite, he even mentioned like this works really well if you put it on before a hyperbaric chamber. But this is for skin smoothness and wrinkle appearance. But you put this on and you leave it on the whole night while you sleep. Then you wake up and you put the cleanser on and then just kind of rinse, wash, and repeat the entire process. So when we talk about like using a lot of longevity and anti-aging science and applying it to the skin, particularly the face, Young Goose has cracked the code on how to actually take all these things that a lot of people take orally for age reversal, and they made them transdermally available for the face. They're kind of a very scientific company in terms of forward-thinking research and technology in their skincare products. But the cool thing is, unlike a lot of other companies in the space, everything's natural, everything's clean. They're a brilliant company, and I am just absolutely infatuated with my morning skincare routine right now. I never would have thought I'd ever say something like that, but I actually really, really enjoy it. The way that I feel and the confidence that I have and the way that my face is appearing, even as I age at the ripe old age of 42, I feel pretty good about my facial care protocol right now. So if you want to biohack your skin, join a community of other biohackers who are turning to Young Goose, which is probably the most popular product out there for people who really want to use this combination of science and biohacking to defy aging, then check out Young Goose's stuff. I'm very impressed with it. I think you'll be too.